Jack Turner is a man shaped by hard work, discipline, and sacrifice. He's not used to luxuries. He's always been the kind of guy to get his hands dirty, whether it's fixing a leaking pipe or pulling out an engine from an old car. Yet, he finds himself in the heart of the city, stepping into the headquarters of ValenTech. The building looms like a giant, a symbol of everything Jack has struggled to reach. His worn-out boots echo on the sleek floors. Jack straightens his tie as he waits for his interview. He recalls the days he served in the military, the camaraderie he had with his comrades. After his wife passed, his world changed. Now, it's just him and his little girl, Lily. And though he has doubts, today he hopes for something different, something more. When Dominic Vale walks into the room, it's like the entire atmosphere shifts. He's tall, immaculate, the very definition of success. A man who had everything: wealth, status, confidence, and was unbothered by the world's judgment. The cold arrogance in his eyes doesn't match Jack's humility, and it's immediately clear the two are worlds apart. The interview doesn't go as Jack hoped. Dominic questions Jack's background, belittles his service experience, and suggests he lacks the vision to lead. "You're a great guy for a fixer-upper, Mr. Turner," Dominic says with a smirk. "But a CEO? Not even close." Jack bites his tongue. His mind races. He's fought in wars, held his wife's hand as she died in a hospital bed, and done everything for his daughter. But Dominic's words pierce deeper than any wound. He remains calm, though, only replying, "I may not be your ideal candidate, but I'm not asking for handouts. I'm asking for a chance." Dominic shrugs, dismissing him with a wave of his hand. "Let's be real, Jack. Some people are just meant to be followers." Humiliated, Jack leaves, the weight of the world on his shoulders. But when he looks at his daughter later that night drawing pictures of her superhero dad, he tells her, "We'll hear from them soon. I know it. The months that follow are a test of endurance." Jack's handyman work barely pays the bills, but he keeps pushing, determined not to let Lily see the struggle. She's too young to understand the weight of his sacrifice. He gets odd jobs, cleaning gutters, fixing plumbing, and repairing homes for people who don't see the value in his skills. The work is exhausting, and some nights, he falls asleep with his shoes still on. Every now and then, Jack passes the ValenTech headquarters. The building, so towering and grand, feels like a reminder of the life he couldn't give his daughter. But he doesn't let himself dwell on the loss. Every sacrifice he makes is for Lily's future. He begins taking extra steps in his free time, enrolling in online courses to improve his tech skills, hoping one day to break into a better job. Jack's dream isn't just about money. It's about proving to Lily that no matter how hard life gets, you can always rise up. On a particularly cold winter night, Jack and Lily are returning from a day at the local park when they spot a glow on the horizon, orange and flickering. It's coming from the top of a hill. "Dad, what's that?" Lily asks, clutching her teddy bear. Jack narrows his eyes. "It's a fire. Stay close to me." They drive towards the smoke, unsure of what they'll find. The sight of the blazing mansion shocks Jack. The mansion is the home of Dominic Vale. The flames rise high, licking at the sky, and then Jack hears it, a faint scream. He doesn't hesitate. As he rushes toward the flames, people are already standing in the yard, talking frantically on their phones. Jack pushes through the crowd, his instincts taking over. He hears someone call out, "The CEO is still inside. Someone help him." His heart races. This is the man who humiliated him just months ago. But in this moment, none of that matters. He runs into the fire without a second thought. Inside, the heat is unbearable. The smoke stings his eyes. Jack moves quickly, using his sleeve to cover his face as he searches for Dominic. It feels like an eternity before he finally hears the faintest groan. He follows the sound, and there, under a beam, is Dominic, unconscious and trapped. Jack's heart pounds as he hoists the beam off of Dominic. His muscles strain with the effort, but the thought of Lily keeps him going. He drags Dominic across the floor, barely avoiding a collapse of the ceiling. Outside, fire trucks are just arriving. Jack carries Dominic to safety, refusing to stop even when his body screams in pain. He makes it to the yard, collapsing in the arms of paramedics as they take Dominic away. Jack, covered in soot and ash, watches as Dominic is taken into an ambulance. He's exhausted, his heart pounding, his mind still racing with the weight of what he just did. He thought about leaving. He thought about just walking away, but something about seeing Dominic's life hanging in the balance made him stay. At the hospital, Jack is taken aside by Dominic's assistant, who offers him a coffee. "Mr. Vale wants to speak to you," she says coldly. "He wants to thank you." Jack reluctantly agrees, not wanting anything more than to go home to his daughter. When he enters Dominic's hospital room, it's a tense moment. Dominic's body is covered in bandages, his face pale, his usual arrogance replaced by an eerie vulnerability. You saved my life," Dominic mutters, struggling to sit up. "After everything I said to you." Jack takes a deep breath. "It's not about that. It's about doing what's right." Dominic is silent for a long time, processing the words. Then he speaks, his voice cracked with emotion. "I owe you more than I can ever repay." Over the next few weeks, Dominic and Jack have multiple conversations. Dominic opens up about his own fears, his childhood, the pressure of being a CEO. Jack listens, offering his perspective, humility, resilience, and courage. Dominic slowly begins to change. Jack, however, doesn't want to get too involved with Dominic's world. He insists that he's happy with his humble work and just wants a stable life for Lily. But then, one day, a surprising offer arrives. A job at ValenTech, not as a janitor or someone's assistant, but as a field operations director. Jack is speechless. The role is designed to focus on disaster relief technologies. Jack's military background and hands-on skills make him the ideal candidate. Dominic's assistant tells him, "Mr. Vale insists, this is more than just a job offer. He says you saved him. Now, let him give you a chance to help others." Jack debates the offer. He doesn't want to be tied to a corporate world that nearly crushed him before. But then he thinks of Lily, of the future he wants to give her. He accepts the offer. As the months pass, Jack's life takes a complete turn. He moves into a better neighborhood, enrolls Lily in a private school, and begins his new role at ValenTech. He rises through the ranks, earning the respect of his colleagues. Dominic, now genuinely reformed, encourages Jack, providing him with mentorship. He introduces Jack to investors and business leaders, helping him grow into the role. Meanwhile, Jack never forgets his roots. He starts a foundation dedicated to helping single parents and veterans transition into tech jobs, naming it Lily's Light. A year later, Jack and Dominic are at a ValenTech gala. Jack stands tall beside his daughter, proudly wearing a suit, surrounded by people who once looked down on him. He delivers a speech, his words filled with gratitude and purpose. Life's toughest moments don't define you. Your decisions do. No matter how many times you fall, if you get up, if you keep fighting, you win. The room is silent for a moment, then erupts in applause. Dominic in the back watches with tears in his eyes. It's not just Jack's victory. It's a victory for everyone who believed in dignity over pride. Lily smiles at her dad, and Jack knows he's made it. Not because of money, but because he chose to be a man of character when it counted most. Some fires burn bright, but sometimes it's not the flame that defines you. It's what you do when you're faced with it.